Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas.
Hi, I'm Sal Cosenza.
And welcome to Abstract Essay, people. Another great episode, another great week. Abstract Essay is created to empower artists like us. Right, Mr. Sal?
I believe so, Daniel. And today we have a very special artist, special guest joining us. For those who can see on the screen or just listen in, we have artist Anna Krieg is here. Anna is originally, this is your extended bio, Anna. Originally from North Dakota, now based out of Arizona, a fixture on the Arizona art scene with a very diverse, incredibly impressive background, not only in painting, Daniel, but in public relations, advertising, business, graphic design, real estate, and now gymnastics, right? And her paintings being made in time-lapse fashion. You will see these acrobatic maneuvers. You know, it's like you're in a spy movie or something. It's incredible. I think you're a real-life sort of Renaissance person. I'm glad to have met you. Anna shows work regularly at Art One Gallery, and if I could share screen, I will pull up the work currently available. Can you all see this?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so eclectic doesn't begin to describe it. Prolific doesn't begin to describe it, right? Anna, I think you describe your work as a mix between realistic and abstract expressionistic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you could see that here, this sort of fearlessness in genre, fearlessness in strategy and tactic, right? Anna works large. Anna's not afraid to really create a statement with a large size canvas, right? So again, before we get into it, we encourage all of you to check out Anna's work at art1galleryinc.com. Follow Anna at Anna Krieg on Instagram. And without further ado, thank you for being here, Anna.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Miss Anna, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Mr. Sal, what is your first question to Miss Anna?
I want to get into the method of your madness. And so when you're about to start a new painting, whether it's abstract expressionist, whether it's more realistic, what has to happen in your mind? What boxes in your mind have to be checked off for you to say, I'm going to now invest my time, energy, concept, heart into this canvas? Like, are there a certain amount of criteria, or do you just sort of like dive right in?
So that's a great question. I am always working on multiple pieces at a time. So I have like a sketchbook full of ideas. It depends on the piece. Some pieces require some more planning. So that's where my graphic design background will come in handy. So sometimes I spend time in Illustrator, Photoshop, planning out pieces and then drawing them out. So I'll typically have several pieces that are already started in the drawing process. And it kind of just depends on what supplies I already have. If I've gotten, like, once the drawing process is there, I'm like, okay, what kind of paints am I using? Am I using oils or acrylics? And then from there, I kind of need to get that supply list. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need a lot of blue, or I want this certain base color. So let me just get house paint for the base. So it depends on my supplies. And then sometimes I'm in the mood. It just depends on my mood. Sometimes I want to do something expressive, or sometimes I want to do something detail oriented, where it's more just like sitting down and just doing fine tuning details. So I have a variety that fits my mood and whatever my heart desires to work on that day.
Nice. And so when you're working on multiple pieces at once, we could see potentially a mix of different genres, different strategies, right? Different applications. But then you're saying that, you know, each one requires its own set of colors, obviously, but its own sort of approach.
Yes.
So you're working on multiple approaches at once.
Yes.
Jeez, that's
Yeah.
I can never do that.
Yeah, right now I have a very 2D geometric painting I'm working on, and I'm struggling to get. I'm trying to do this like kind of blurred crescent moon effect. So I'm struggling to like draw that out. So right now that's at a standstill. I need to do some math. And I also have this like oil painting, and that's kind of in the process of drying right now. So sometimes it just takes me going in the studio and like touching it to see if it's still wet. Can I do another layer? And then I have another one that's in the drawing phase, but I had to do some practice studies prior, and I actually just brought those practice studies into Art One, but it's not on the website yet. And those are gonna be like thick oil globs. So those will require a lot more drying time.
Like impasto almost?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
And then, and when you have an idea for a piece or multiple pieces at once, do you, like, do you sit down and sort of say, okay, piece number one in my next month, like here's my next month's worth of work. Piece number one's going to be this topic or this subject matter. And is that what you do? And then you sort of put it aside and then say, okay, piece number two is going to be this subject matter. Or does it just sort of flow out and happen?
There is some strategy behind it. Not always, but I do try to be good about finishing paintings I start. So I do try to I do tend to like to work in series. Sometimes I'm really disciplined and will work on the entire series, but then you can kind of see some other things are dry at a certain point, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta just dive into that series. But if I wait until I have the energy to work on my art, then I wouldn't be producing so much. So even days that I am not feeling inspired, I'm still working through whether it's more admin kind of work or just prepping canvases. But I do try to be strategic about my pieces that I'm putting out.
That's awesome. How often do you draw into your other wells of experience? I mean, you mentioned graphic design. Does, the real estate market or the world of real estate or clients in real estate, does that influence your work, your paintings at all? Or
I
any
mean,
other of even gymnastics, does that influence?
yes. The real estate world, I mean, I used to work for a real estate company / home builder for like 2 years before I moved to Phoenix. I think I've always enjoyed like interior design. So I do keep an eye on the interior design world and those trends. So I will get some inspiration that way. But when it comes to gymnastics, like I've done some really recent pieces that I've decided to incorporate crushed velvet. And that is inspired. They're not going to be on the website, but they're on my Instagram.
Okay.
If you
And it's Anna R. Krieg. I'm sorry, everyone. Anna R. Krieg. And it was right in front of my face, too, the R.
It's sneaky. It's so sneaky. But yeah, I did some.
R.
Yep. I've taken the influence from my competitive gymnastics days. Crushed velvet Leos aren't trending right now. So I am in an adult gymnastics class at Sunrise Gym in North Phoenix. And the younger kids aren't wearing crushed velvet Leos. They're all these like graphic, I don't know what the material is, some sort of spandex. There we go. Those first two.
Oh yeah, there's some videos of Anna in action.
Yes.
Crushing the velvet.
Yes, right there. You gotta be signed in.
Which is hard. I mean, velvet's such a nightmare. We were talking about this recently. It's such a nightmare to paint onto as a surface, right? I remember I had to flatten it with paint to get it to be some sort of workable terrain that I could then paint upon. It was a nightmare.
And that's where I decided to do some stencils and spray paint, because I had to incorporate velvet somehow. And so I chose to work on the ceramic series that you see I've been kind of fixated on lately. So I've been exploring that idea of having something everyone can relate to. I always appreciate ceramic art, like ceramicists. Like, I'm not good at 3D art, so I've always appreciated people that can throw on the wheel and then paint something beautifully on it afterwards.
Right.
So I've always had an admiration for that. And I do pull inspiration from other artists.
Yeah, I see. Even like some of your pieces at Art One right now, they have a sort of screen printed quality to me. The ones that are showing like the plants with the white background, but then the plants themselves are very collage like. I love that technique. Do you use a lot of never ask a magician what they how they pull the dove out of that, but is tape your friend? It's my friend.
Yeah, on the piece behind me, I used a lot of tape on this, but
yeah, that's available at Art One, right? If you go down, Daniel, if you scroll all the way down, yep, there it is.
There you go, Blueprint.
Blueprint 2. You use tape for that? Yeah.
I did. So the house plants, I just freehand that. I honestly should use tape and just spray paint it, but it's kind of meditative to sit down and
it's
paint
amazing.
those edges.
But like when you're creating those broad brush strokes on House Plant 9, for example, do you have like any sort of separation in between as you're doing the stroke, or is it's separate elements?
So I'm doing the background all together at once. I'm using leftover paints, and then I'm painting white on top.
Gotcha.
So it's real textural in person. And there's like cracks and bubbles.
Yeah, and then you got Ambience 5 and then Lovebirds. Like it's like eclectic again, doesn't begin to describe your output, and it's amazing.
I would
have a nervous breakdown doing this. Daniel would have to resuscitate me.
Definitely, I'm your partner, so we are partner in crime.
From Canada and Arizona, you'd have to send a dove. Do you have questions, Daniel, for Anna?
Miss Anna, what inspired you to do all your paintings?
I don't know. I just have like this creative drive, and I have the urge to create large paintings. I can't help myself. I struggle to go on a smaller scale. I love the physicalness of it. And that's with my thicker paintings, with especially oils. I love the physicalness of the paint itself. That's why on some of my ones that have more oils, there's like one called Tornado with the light yellow background. If you scroll down a little bit, like that's all oil paint. Yeah, it's on the left side right there. I just love how it smears all together, and you can look at the different pigmented oils all blend together in that line right there.
I love this.
Yep, that one I used some tape. So you can see me exploring just this like singular line where there's just this thick stroke of oil paint, and it's really just about how the oil paint interacts with itself. And that's where I love the color field movement, is it's just about the color working with each other and the physicalness of the actual paint.
Do you get into the psychology of color also? Like I know, like in our class, in the class I teach, we're always talking about Edwin Babbitt, who was a color theorist back in like the 1960s, and then the other one, oh my gosh, of course I'm spacing the name out, right? Because it's live and but they talk about like how different colors we associate with different emotions, different moods, different symbols, right? So each color has its own sort of personality trait, that we can use at our dispersal.
I don't really get in the psychology of paint. I mean, I did study it. I did go to school for art. But yeah, it's funny. One month I brought in like a slew of these yellow paintings to Art One. I'm like, I'm sorry, I guess I do a lot of yellow paintings.
So yellow period.
Yeah, I just think I tend to paint stuff that I would want in my house. And then I'm like, yellow look great in here. And so I do yellow painting.
it dominates a wall, right? It's like at a minimum, working large will dominate that wall and will command attention. Like this is the stuff that I think Anna and I are privy to now after having shown in a gallery. It's like we're balancing our artistic sort of creative pursuits with, okay, this is great for us, but what could also be great for others and sort of appeal to others? Like I'm always struggling with my work saying, is this something that could survive beyond just my wants and needs, right? And so tactics like that, like pops of color, working large, right? That helps, I think, sort of translate us into like the world of like marketing our wares, right? It's a weird like
It's a weird
dynamic, right?
balance. Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to stay true to yourself always, which you do, and I try to, right? But at the same time, it's like, okay, is this aspect of my own truth going to translate into like a sale, basically? Because let's face it, this shit costs money, right? And it's only getting more expensive. Um, so I do have Daniel, give me the cane when it's time. But I have questions. Uh,
Go ahead.
Anna, what gives you hope, Anna, as an artist? And conversely, what frustrates you as an artist?
What gives me hope as an
Maybe
artist?
we'll maybe start with
Whoa.
what frustrates, and then we'll end on a nice happy note.
Mm, what frustrates me as an artist? Oh my gosh.
Or the art world at large, or even the world at large, and your role
Yeah.
as an artist in it. Like, is there anything right? I mean, there's innumerable things right now, right, biting
Yeah.
us, but
It's
anything in
hard to get
particular?
into the art world. It's brutal. I mean, there's so many people that would love to be a full-time artist. And can you turn that passion into a full-time job? Like I don't know if I'll ever reach that point. It would be cool if I did. But it's just, I wish I had more time to just continuously practice art.
Hmm. And then what gives you hope?
I think the accessibility of finding artists now versus, say, 20 years ago,
Hmm.
you don't have to have gallery representation and you can build your own audience. Is it easier said than done? Yes. But I think it's pretty neat how the internet can connect us and we can create these amazing communities of artists that support each other. And you can sell your own work online if you really were driven to.
That's true. Yeah, there's no longer like a set formula.
The art
And
world has its own rules it plays by.
yes. And as we know, coming from Art One, that has its own set of rules that differentiate it from another gallery down the road, or right, every gallery has their own sort of ecosystem. Like Art One was
Yes.
always, this is a hands-on gallery, so people were encouraged to come in and sort of sift through these works. Whereas other galleries, you feel like I would walk in and feel like, oh, I already did something wrong.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what I did, but I feel like, um, so we need to find galleries like I think more like Art One, because I think it's just a better way
It's such a great
to
model.
it is, yep, to support artists and to like connect artists with clients.
Hmm.
Um, so Anna Krieg is with us. Just
Yes.
reminder, uh, Anna R. Krieg is the Instagram handle, and you could check out Anna's work at art1galleryinc.com, available now. Um, is there anything you want to share with us that you're working on, something you're excited about, something that must be shared with the world?
I'm really excited about my new ceramic pot paintings and the array of styles I'm playing with. That's one thing I appreciate about Art One is allowing me to explore so many diverse ideas. Uh, a lot of galleries don't like that. Galleries want you to have like a really set style, and that
Mhm.
definitely hurt me when I was trying to get gallery representation. But I think I've kind of found my niche of there's two different categories I'm going to explore within, and it's going to be like this One's going to be this like meditative series, like the office view painting you were just showing. Like that's a 2D geometric, very flat painting. And then that's going to be a variety of artwork within itself. And then these ceramic pot paintings I've been exploring with is going to be another avenue that I'm going to be exploring. I'm really excited about the potential of storytelling I can do within these ceramic pots, where there's some of my newer pieces at Art One, they have these like birds in them. And those are the like spray painted stencils on velvet. The houseplant series kind of started helping me get into that direction. But yeah, I'm really excited about my newer ceramic series.
And it's a celebration of versatility. So it seems like even within this sort of endless plethora of different genres and strategies, you can still sort of contain them within a wheelhouse. It's like this represents this style, this one, and this one. It's like three at the most, but three different branches of Anna's approach, which I think is fine. Yeah, I'm like you. I talk about regrets. I hate the fact that we have to sort of be relegated to one style or it's preferred. It's like, no, why? Like, right? I see it's almost like if you're an actor and you're doing a comedy, you're going to become a comic actor, but then your next script might be a drama piece. And then, so are you going to apply comedy to a drama? No, you're going to inhabit the drama and become that drama, right? And why can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your wisdom, Mr. Sal.
A lot of complaining going on today, Daniel.
Miss Anna, what would be your advice for those people out there want to be a painter like you?
Just keep working. Out of all the artist interviews and art books I've read, it's just continue practicing your art and make it like your part-time job. Make time for it. Don't put it on the wayside.
Definitely. And people, stop procrastinating if you have the passion to paint, and share to the world like Miss Anna Krieg. And what are your short-term and long-term goals?
Short-term goals? Well, I would like to get that next step in gallery representation. Sal and I could talk about that a little further.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming
big news coming.
on Monday.
Yeah, I haven't announced it yet, but I'm waiting on them to.
I'm trying to be respectful, but
I know it's killing me.
I'm looking for that next step in gallery representation. I think I'm getting my portfolio to a place with my newer works that it's more gallery friendly with the other scheme of things. Long-term goals and related to art, I would love to be able to start taking Fridays off permanently from my job and work 32-hour work weeks, and then Fridays can be my dedicated art day. And I would still like do paintings after work Monday through Thursday, but that would be a cool long-term goal for me.
Awesome. We have the same goal, Miss Anna. Usually my Friday is my podcast day. So the whole day I'm starting 4 a.m. until 10 p.m. doing all this podcast that I'm creating. Yes.
That's a marathon.
We're having the same goals. We have the same goals. So, Mr. Sal, to wrap up our discussion today, what will be your last question to Miss Anna?
I don't know. My question is, Anna, is there any question for us that you might have that we haven't discussed that you're dying to talk about? Turning the tables on you.
I know.
Why are you
talk
turning
about brain fart?
I mean, I have more.
Yeah, go for it.
I would say, what would you say to yourself 10 years ago? Would you expect that this would be your trajectory? How many paintings have you produced about so far? right? And based on that number, did you expect that 10 years ago? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, how many paintings have I
Like,
produced?
there were 432 paintings, and
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Maybe like 50.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head. And yeah,
And did you
I think
expect that?
I think past me would have expected that. I'm a very driven person.
Nice. Well, keep it up. We love what you're doing.
Yes, and
Thank
please
you
do
so
come over
much.
again and let's talk about anything under the sun about your paintings. They are so magnificent. They are one of a kind. And keep up the good work, because on Abstract Essay, we salute you. We celebrate your milestones. Right, Mr.
Yes.
Sal?
Exactly, Daniel. And again, if you want to follow Anna on Instagram, it's Anna R. Krieg. At an Instagram handle, and then check out Anna's work right now, available at art1galleryinc.com. Check it out in person if you happen to be in Arizona. You'll be quite impressed by the work.
Yes.
Thank you, Anna, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
More to come, people. See you soon.